What's the secret to financial increase? What if I told you that in the upside down kingdom of God, it's giving away what you have? I'm Garen, and today we're going to continue looking at key money laws from God. Luke 6:38 says, "Give, and it will be given to you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over, will be put into your lap. For with the measure you use, it will be measured back to you." The Greek word here for running over is huperekono, which means to pour out beyond measure or to overflow, to run over. In the New Living Translation, it's translated, "Give and you will receive, your gift will return to you in full, pressed down, shaken together to make room for more, running over and poured into your lap. The amount you give will determine the amount you get back." One of the greatest keys to financial prosperity and abundance is found in an unexpected place. God tells us right here that the key to overflow is actually giving. Giving results in overflow and abundance. The more we give, the more we receive back. This is contrary to the world's ways. The world says, hold on to what you have, save and store it all away. God says, trust me and love others. Give to those in need, and more will be given to you. Just a few verses before this, Jesus is saying, lend without expecting it to be paid back, and great will be your reward. It doesn't always make sense, does it? I can think of specific examples in my own life where I did not want to lend money to someone asking, whom I knew would struggle to pay it back. The world calls that a bad decision or a bad investment. Yet God says, great will be your reward. Again, it's all about the heart. Will we trust Him? God is looking at the heart. Who knew your heart could actually be a key to financial prosperity? That's exactly what God is showing us here. If our heart is to love and take care of others, God will take care of us all the more. This is a very clear formula. That's huge for investors. We want to know where the key to ROI is. Where can I get the most return on my investment? God is saying it's when we invest in others. It's when we invest in His kingdom. It might be a person, it might be a ministry, it might be a project. You have to be led of the Lord. There is no safer and greater investment than putting your money where God tells you to put it, even when it looks crazy. I can remember when my wife and I were getting started out in our marriage, and we were not making much money at the time. We were in ministry, and our salary was just enough to cover all of our living expenses and maybe save a tad. Around the time we began our second year of marriage, we ended up getting a huge tax return that was more money than either of us had ever received. We put it in the bank and thought, wow, this is going to really jumpstart our savings. But then I started to learn some of these lessons on giving and trusting the Lord with our finances. We then started to feel challenged to give away over half of the money that came in from the tax return. It was a little exciting, but definitely also scary for us. We wanted to trust God and live by faith. But it's also nice to know that you have a little money in case of an emergency. One thing led to another, and we knew we wanted to give that money. God was confirming that desire in our hearts, so we gave it. There was not an immediate return in the natural. I will say that our spiritual growth took off in that season. We were growing in ways that we had never dreamed of. Finances remained tight, but I can tell you without a doubt, we would not be walking in biblical prosperity today if we hadn't taken that first step. God does promise return, but He doesn't promise immediate return. Just remember, you can't get to your promised land if you don't start the journey. You can't expect a good measure, pressed down and overflowing if you don't start giving. I believe without a doubt that giving is one of the key aspects of the heart of God. God is a giver above any other. No one has given or ever will give to the extent that He has given to us. He gives to us on a consistent basis. If you want to experience what God has for you, you have to grow in this area. What an incredible promise, though. God promises if we love others through giving, not only are they taken care of, but it's also coming back to us in even greater measure. Find me a better performing investment than that. You won't. He who gives will receive more. If you enjoyed this and want more content like it, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Until next time, this has been Kyle, and I'm believing with you for your biblical prosperity.